right, when you're a certain caliber of player, you've seen so many situations that
you have to be able to trust each other.
Exactly, yeah, and you also almost recognize, right, without your teammates saying a word, when they're able to handle the pressure and when they're going to need some help.
There's actually something that ZeRo once said. I remember watching a video of him just talking about the game, and he said the game is very much like a conversation you're having with somebody else. So in that regard, it's almost like doing teams is these two people that wouldn't have been able to communicate with each other, they can, through teaming with each other, kind of have some form of communication here in the game.
Smash is that translator, right? It's the universal language.
Absolutely.
Kirhara and CaptainZack. CaptainZack, certainly an upstart, and we're seeing exactly why, man. The way that this guy is able to just control his character, the conversions that he gets.
Off of everything. He hit, Zoo into that string, and then was able to get above him even then again. I guess Bayonetta stuff, but still, he was able to get himself in the right position to get an even further follow-up.
And notice the strategy that they have here, right? Su certainly playing the aggressor, ZeRo playing more of an evasive, more passive role. He knows that as Su starts losing these stocks, and as long as ZeRo is holding on to his, it's going to help charge up Lucario a bit more. The Anubis strategy is what it's more commonly known as.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, for anyone that doesn't know, Lucario definitely gets a lot stronger. Wow. The more he's losing, and that also, I believe it does take into effect your team partner, right? So the more, ZeRo is able to survive, and let's say even the other team does have 1 stock or 2 stock or whatever it is, ZeRo having 3 stock is powering up Zoo here, which might have been their big strategy here, because as we all know, ZeRo is one of the best at playing defensively. So in people trying to open him up to end his stock, he's going to get a lot of free hits into Lucario.
Kirhara, unfortunately, with the friendly fire, going to be setting CaptainZack in just 1 stock here. And I feel like this team composition of Bayonetta and Rosalina can be a little tricky whenever you're thinking about how much room Bayonetta needs for some of her combos, but also the space that Kirhara might need to set up Luma.
We're going to see it, not going to get it. You know what? It's actually surprisingly really hard to hit a falling person going to the edge, because you don't realize, you don't realize just how magnetic people's hands are. Amazing recovery there from Zoo. Going straight to his partner for that coverage was really smart. But yeah, honestly, it's harder than it looks to just hit someone falling right to the edge there, so not surprised about that. Going to take that down till up smash at like no %, but takes the damage either way. That up air, not going to be enough to kill Lucario.
And this is scary again, ZeRo hanging on to his stock here. That style that he has, where he's so good at resetting and winning neutral over and over again, seems to very, very much augment this team.
No, absolutely, and that's what's going to be the scariest thing about fighting them, is that at this point, it's, at any point, every time they get closer and closer to killing, amazing tag, Zoo, but not ZeRo, they're actually hurting themselves in a small sense. One strategy that we used to use in Brawl was literally to not hit Lucario and run away from Lucario and just 2v1 the other person as much as possible.
Oh, that was an absolutely brutal KO. Su, 208%. No, if you get sneezed on, you're going to die.
Yeah, let's talk about, let's talk about that real quick. Stocks aside, 217% of Lucario is enough to kill pretty much anyone right now. There it is.
Done. Done.
Yeah. From across the stage, was it charged? Maybe a little bit charged, it seemed like. A slight charge. I saw the little animation of him doing the dance,
Yeah.
Really good solid play here from Zoo and ZeRo.
ZeRo?
What are we going to see here coming from CaptainZack and his partner here? It's going to be really tough. What we're going to have to see is them being able to, honestly, as crazy as it sounds, just end stocks literally as soon as possible. They can make a big wave off of an early Diddy Gimp, and that can like set off the entire strategy for the course of a good part of the game. They're looking for an early Diddy Gimp. They're looking for the ability to just run away from Lucario as much as possible when he's at those scary %.
Now, I was thinking of maybe the minute chance we might see Zach's old main come out, that Peach, but
I don't see that being the case, just because we need to see like big, really big power plays, and not to say that Peach isn't capable of doing them. It's just going to be, you don't want to have the whole game rely on whether or not Peach can get that forward air.
Yeah, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. With Bayonetta, especially, and with CaptainZack's Bayonetta in particular, like we touched on, very good at having that touch of death, right? If he finds the opening, he's going to be able to convert it, at the very least, for a massive amount of damage and stage control, if not a stock outright.
Really close game so far. Much better for CaptainZack Kirhara as far as comparing to game 1 at least. So far, so good. They have about the same amount of percents, but they're trying to make sure they can at least try to maintain a lead or get a lead early on here. Like I said, like the beginning of the match is one of the most pivotal parts of the entire game because it really does decide the momentum going on. You know, how much damage you're able to get going into the second stock is a lot based on how little damage you take on the first stock yourself.
Ooh, big aerial coming out from Su as he's able to put Kirhara down one. And like we said, a bit of a better showing so far, but we need more, right?
Yeah.
We need to see ZeRo being taken off of the table.
Then we have Zoo losing his first stock as intended in a sense, I guess. You know, nothing wrong with that. They're perfectly happy with any time, any damage that, you know, Lucario gets, any kill that he's able to get without losing his first stock is going to be a big bonus, you know? And
touching back on what you said before, it feels like short-term gains that turn into long-term losses, right? Whenever you're putting that extra damage on Su, whenever you're taking those stocks, because as we're saying, especially as ZeRo's able, if he's able to just hold on to his stock, he's all getting powered up, but right there, ZeRo
we're not going to see
out.
Yeah, we're not going to see the save we might have wanted to for Zoo going down there. But like I said, that early give, look at the stocks just from that one situation happening. It's going to be a much different game of them actually trying to play out of this hole that they dug themselves into versus being in control the whole time with the lead.
Kirhara, the hidden boss from Japan, he's actually down to his last stock here. I feel like CaptainZack is doing a really good job playing the stock tank role. And he's done a great job of you know, closing out some of the stocks as well.
What was that forward air?
I don't even know.
Forward air or side? I'm not sure, but he got stage back really fast there on their last stocks respectively, whereas CaptainZack's actually sitting on his first stock still, getting every one of these hits is big. Because look at how close he is to death. Any damage he gets right now is like the cherry on top. You know, like it's not necessary to win the game, but it's only going to push their advantage that much further.
Yeah, it feels like the extra credit in a lot of ways for sure. Ooh.
And it makes you not so scared of Lucario's aura, because you're like, well, I'm going to die anyway. So you actually play more in the moment. You play more around the player as you should be, you know? So it does give you the room you need to be a little bit more brave in your mix-up game.
Well, 2 big stocks, though, and all of a sudden, dead even game. Slight lead in favor of Red, but of course, like we touched on before, some of these slight leads can really backfire. The more damage that Lucario takes, that aura amplified with rage, it's going to make it a very scary character in a minute.
Yeah, I think a large part of this match right now is going to be determined over who can get control right now. It looks like Kirhara and CaptainZack do have control of the neutral. Blue team definitely having a large amount of trouble just trying to get back and land. And that's going to be really what's going to determine this, is who can get who in the air, obviously, and keep them from landing for as long as physically possible, because that's where the safest damage ultimately comes from. Everyone's got to play extremely careful right now.
Su, just these empty landings. That time, that's what I was talking about, right? He jumped fully beforehand, didn't even throw out an aerial. Now he's trying to mix in the aerials there just to keep his opponents on their toes.
No, this is really clutch. That almost was CaptainZack's life, by the way. He had dive kicked into a charging aura, and if it would have canceled into an offset, would have been a stock. But we're going to see here, game 2 is looking very strong, taken by CaptainZack and Kirhara.
I feel like so much of that was just all about that start, right? Shutting down ZeRo early.
ZeRo early, honestly. Yes, shutting down ZeRo early, but in extension, that really does hurt Zoo's kill power at those early percents. It was giving Red Team the ability to go and live to 90%, 100%. In some cases, CaptainZack 180%. You know, he wasn't getting the early kill setups into like a side B grab for Lucario that he might have wanted, and he didn't get enough aura to make a quick enough comeback in that match, which is why we saw that going right back to FD.
That's how you know it's a little personal.
The salt is coming out here.
They got something to prove.
It's either that or just that overbearing amount of confidence that they just have as players of their stature. You know, at the end of the day, they know what they need to do to win this game here.
Game 3, CaptainZack and Kirhara putting on a great show in that last game. And now ZeRo and Su with the run back here. Let's see who's going to be able to actually close it out. Right now, Su taking a great deal amount of damage. But, you know, again, it seems like there's a bit of reservation there as well, right? Trying to put on damage, but just enough so that your teammate can set up for the KO.
It's going to be really important for them to be able to take out Zoo's stock right now. I know that giving him more of a deficit is going to make him stronger later on, but right now he's stronger than he needs to be. And if they can take out this stock, it'll be a great help on their part. Because right now, everyone's a kill percent for Diddy at the end of the day.
Ooh, great neutral air there coming out from Kirhara. And off the top, ZeRo
goodness.
goes. So a great double play there, actually, taking off 2 stocks and really limiting some of the power that Su would have gotten otherwise.
Right, no, this is definitely the start they wanted to see here if they wanted to have the good chance of actually staying in control and winning this game. They needed those stocks early on here. 101, 102, you know, definitely down tilt, up smash, forward smash in that regard. Definitely going to get that kill. Zu, I don't think will be able to kill at 109 without a strong like smash attack or a back air near the edge. So we're going to see Kirhara going to be holding on to that stock a little bit longer than Brucey might like.
Kirhara, oh man, you saw him go for shield a lot. ZeRo kind of recognizing this, going for the command grab off the monkey flip instead. Kirhara launched off of the stage entirely. That's going to put this down to 2 stocks apiece.
You know what I haven't seen that I'm not saying should be seen by any regards? There's probably reasons why they're doing everything right. We don't see ZeRo giving Zu any bananas too much. You know, like he pulls out a banana sparingly, and then when he uses it, he chucks it immediately and tries to get something even if it's blocked. But you know, the banana is never too much in play for Zu to make a play off of it.
That maybe some of that comes with just ZeRo having a lot of confidence in his own ability to control the items very well.
But not only that, it could be just a matter of them weighing just how important the straight up neutral is, and they just are seemingly trying to play it. They're trying to play it play by play. They're trying to stay in the moment and just kind of stay on top of the neutral at all times. And pulling a banana, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of room to do so.
Zu, you gotta watch Zu right now. He's absolutely monstrous with the amount of rage and aura that he's got.
Rose is a kill percent, like straight up.
Nice, the back air, the fades that he does, this is something that makes Su so good. It's like, you're not expecting when he's going to throw out a hit. It feels like he's almost conservative with when he actually does some of these aerials.
Land, right?
Yeah. He doesn't throw it out often, but when he does, it feels like it sticks more than it does.
Like those backers would hit me. Like, there's nothing wrong with them at all. Like, they're very, very well spaced out, and in situations where even if he did get blocked, he wouldn't necessarily get directly punished too hard for it. Not so sure about that up B go trade, and maybe he's just trying to get closer to ZeRo to try to help him out of this situation before ZeRo is losing the stock, it seems. Doing a very good job, though. ZeRo able to get back to neutral and maintain his own pressure on CaptainZack. Zu's able to get back down. Really, really close to every situation there.
Oh, great Luma usage there from Kirhara. Able to go and take that stock out. And now, even stocks, except for Kirhara, again being the talking point, sitting there at 2.
This whole game right now, I feel like, or this whole set at this point, is relying on who's going to lose their stock first between Kirhara and ZeRo. Like are we going to come down to a one-on-one between CaptainZack and Zu? Going to have a combo, not going to get what he needed, goes back to the edge, leaving Kirhara alone with ZeRo and Zu.
It feels like CaptainZack hasn't had those touch of death moments that he's known for. Zu, however, he definitely still has it on deck. The back air connecting, and now a 1v2. Zack, the weight of the world right now on his shoulders.
The weight of Japan. Well, I guess Japan's in both cases here, but you know, I would imagine Japan's probably more closely rooting for the team with both Japanese players on it. In this case here, we're going to be seeing a good string coming out. Going to be able to get back down. Not just yet. Bayonetta using all their resources to make sure they can get back to the edge there, but still not out of the woods just because they're on the edge. Still not be able to get back to neutral. Really tough. Gets called out with that witch time. Not going to get it.
Oh, man.
Looking for anything right now.
Yeah, he's just really looking for the witch time, but Zu and ZeRo are playing such a patient, reactionary style of game.
But you know what? I don't even want to count CaptainZack out right now because the percents are close enough that he can pick off 1 kill and then go back and potentially get the other one soon enough. Going to get that back air, for example. Are we going to see an edge guard?
But yet, I thought that might have been an opportunity. It looked like he pancaked a little bit. Got right underneath the back air.
Like, that was amazing. Like, I was sure that back air was going to connect. Really unfortunate for CaptainZack, but we're going to see if he's able to make something else happen at this point. That's going to do it, and it's going to be 2-1 for ZeRo and Zu.
Tough order, maybe a bit too tall for Zack to handle right now.
Good clap from the applause there. Very respectable play from everyone. Like, that's the kind of play you want to see, going into grand finals alone. What is this, like, winners 8s, I think?
If that.
Right? Are we even there yet, is the question?
It doesn't feel like we've really had a blowout set yet, have we?
Yeah, no, not too much. Everything's been pretty down to the wire. Maybe not always in the stock count, but definitely always in